Someone did something to you in the past, but because you live in that life of imagination, you still feel those same emotions of what that person did, and it still affects you till today.
All the conflict we could have between each country is just through the imagination. Israel and Palestine, always there is the war. Those people, they are brothers. So their belief make them to hate each other. You call somebody evil. Where did you see that evil? Sit here in your mind. You go to see evil from your children because it's in your mind. Back home, you still have those problems. People, they are walking with devil in their mind. They give power devil to walk with them. They give devil to take them to work. And the people say, oh, you learn from mistake. No one learned from the mistake because you keep doing that mistake.
Welcome back to the Rubasha Family podcast. We are here with another special episode. But guys, this has been a special week. Not only have we hit an amazing milestone with 11,000 views on the Rubasha Family podcast, an ever growing and expanding wonderful podcast, but our founder, Aloys Rubasha, it was his birthday this past week. Now, you have been an amazing guest, not only guest, but an amazing person on this show, Dad, with your conversations and the person that you've become. So we want to get the story. We just want to take it back as we reflect on life and we reflect on life lessons and amazing moments. So first of all, happy birthday, and tell us a bit about your birthday.
Yeah, thank you, Eve. And guys, thank you. The number is growing. And also, as we keep growing, we keep learning, we keep improving. And thank you. And we continue for your support. And also, we continue to do our best to bring a good show. Yeah, so, it was my birthday. I'm turning 55. So it's a milestone. And that is why it's when we start celebrating this, and that's where other day I was start looking back. See everything always you have it. You look back since I was child in Rwanda. They were grow up, or the family, the school, everything's there. So that's why it keep coming now. Now these days when I talk, every time whatever I say, I just talk about mind. So because now everything I can see it now. So I'm 55, I'm in Australia, but I can go back to see where I was, what I could remember when I was in Rwanda. Maybe it's in school or high school, and after school to live in Kenya, having family. Everything you have it in your mind. So as I say, thank God to have 55 and to have family around me, and my also back home extended family. It's so amazing.
55 years of age. What's the biggest thing you've learned in this 55 years?
So the 55 I learned, I think, is we have to learn every day. No matter who you are, every day you go to find some things you don't know. So we keep learning. We are learning every single day. And the good things I learn, it's learn how to raise your children. Learn to raise yourself. And that's how we respect your parents. That's how I say, wow, how this my parents did this. See, like my parents had more than 13 children.
13.
Yeah, so to raise them, educate them. So that is the good thing, learning from us, to raise the kids. So there's nothing much giving me pleasure like to sit me and hear, to have this conversation. It's so powerful, something like this. So to raise the children, it was a bit experience to learn.
What's the hardest thing about raising children?
So normally, before, when it's our mind, we want to raise our kids the way we want, but our kids, they want to grow the way they want. So now we've been fighting, and that was because it's what you think as a parent and for the best, and also we forgot even themselves, they have something to do for themselves. So that is the war. And the war also is just to worry it. So they're going to make it, they're going to be in something like that. So, and they also, we found it's also our parents, they have the same issues to raise their kids to say, oh, it's good to make it, it's good to do things there. So always you have worried as parents. And that worried and that fear and things which make us add something so hard in our hands.
Okay, so let's take it back, because one time we were having a conversation and you said something to me very, very interesting. You said when Ian and I were younger, when you were in Africa, when we were living in Africa, you never held us.
Yeah, so that's where we could go back around, and I could think how that is how now my experience as grow up in Africa. So my background a little bit also, as you know, I was born in Rwanda. So I live in Rwanda, and I live in a family with my father. He was the family figures, so he was an entrepreneur. So he was doing everything, providing for us. But you see, in Africa, they say if our parents provide, that's it. So we never need how children they grow.
The father.
Their fathers, yes. So it was so strict. We live in the world of innocence. We live in the best life back home. Everything there, school, everything. It was a good family to live in. I grew up in Africa in the best way. Grew up in Burma, going to school, a private school. So all those background, it was something good because the parents, the father, they said this is going to be provider. And also when we grow, we get married, and also not our mind think that is what supposed to happen. So we have only to provide.
So did you remember spending like time with your father? Like,
No, because that was he was doing his business, so he could not have time to do that.
he never had time
Yes,
to.
yes. It's not even that long time ago. Even now, current to now, as African fathers, we haven't have that mentality to just have anything to do with children. So children is just for my wife. As long as me, I provide. So that's how they teach us to provide as a father. So you have to provide. And you think sometimes when we provide, it's enough. So but now, because now in Australia, so that we brought you here, I found this totally different.
Hey, let me tell you a story. One day I decided to take a family holiday and I left my mobile data off for about 5 minutes. I was charged over $500 when I saw my phone bill.
What?
I could not believe it. But the good news is, here at the Rubasha Family podcast, we're all about effective solutions. How can we make great decisions, have that freedom, be able to give value to your life so you can learn from my experience? This video is sponsored by Airalo. Now, Airalo is the first eSIM company that gives you a SIM card digitally from anywhere in the world. So you can avoid those high roam charges. So you can now travel with freedom. You can travel with enjoyment, knowing that you are covered, knowing that you have everything within you. This is fantastic news, guys, and we're so proud to be able to provide and add value to your life. No matter where you are in the world, an eSIM digitally. No more high roam charges. What are you waiting for? Hit the link in the description and it'll take you to get your eSIM today. So when you were now raising Ian, raising myself and Ian, you and mom, did you just adopt that mentality of, okay, what was life like? What were we doing? We used
No, that time is not there. That's what I'm trying to say. So no time to look after children, no things there. I could go out, I could go whatever I do. I found that the maid has done whatever, feeding you, everything.
Really?
Yeah, so there's nothing our parents, a father who does anything to do with children. Maybe it has changed, but as we grow, we never see that. We never did that. I never do that. I never heard you when I was in maybe like if they your birthday or something like that. That is only way. So there's nothing you remember you had hands on to your children.
So not even holding us?
No, you don't have that time. Yeah, so and that's why, because that's how they taught us, that's how the father figure they should be. And if we feel proud of that, and see, sometimes you see a parents like who hold a child, and people who used to laugh, say, oh, look, that man is just hold his children. And people laugh at him because it's not in our mentality to do that. And but also, even it is, they also said, even the parents, even your parents, even your mom, they can't let you to do that because they say, oh, there are people to do that. So that's how the mentality we have. But that's why I said, yeah, and as when now we're in Australia, we start doing with Emmanuel and see the difference. So now that is where, as African parents, we miss that connection with their children. But of course, again, some here in Australia also, there's some African parents who could not have that because maybe also they're working or in some reason. But that's why I'd say, look, they should have taught us, look, you can have both. You see, you can provide and also you can have hands-on to your children. Because I realize in the community in Australia, parents do that. What? Provide, and then they still put hands on to the children.
And spend time.
Yeah. So that's my advice I can give you guys about home, because we miss something. We miss connection with our children. And we are missing it because we don't know. But it makes you feel different. I could see now the way I feel with you, the way I feel with Emmanuel, the connection is totally different. And it's something good to learn, to teach a young one. So it's good, yes. A man had to provide, but if you do both, the life make a difference. The life to raise the kids, it make a difference. And always I remember now I start learning this mind. So it's how you feel about yourself, how to raise your children, and you see your son doing some things, and straight away in your mind, you know, wow, was me. The behavior, the character, the way they talk. You learn from every child growing up, seeing things there. You see, like when you became, you are young. So because they will be raising you up, and when you become a teenager, oh, man, mom was shocked because it becomes so quick because you have been always in the field together. See, it was something so good to see. It's of course, again, it's a war, it's the time. But you see, if we put time on it, it's much easier. And we are lucky the person who teaches to look after children. When we met Mr. and Mrs. Brown. That is the lesson they give to us. Look after children. Be responsible for your children. To take you to the sport. To take you to here and there. To be there wherever you... So that's how we learn from somebody who have been doing that. I think that it was the good thing to have.
What was that learning adjustment like? What did they teach in terms of spending time with the children?
Well,
like when you first came to Australia and you met Mr. and Mrs. Brown?
Yes, so like now we used to go to take the kids late. And then I went to do, I think it was like English course. And the teacher asked, who's responsible for your children? And then I said, oh, Rose, my wife. And she laughed. I said, oh, Aloys, no. You are responsible for your children. You see, I learned that word straight away. Oh, I'm responsible. So that is why if you take them to school, take them on time. See, if you go to pick them, I had to go to pick them 15 minutes late or something there. See, the teacher will get angry. Say, oh, you have to be here on time. See, that's your responsibility. So I will never forget. You see, when you learn something's big, you never forget about that. The teacher told me you're responsible for your children.
Well, so you just said Rose, my wife.
Yes, and she laughed. And then later they realized, oh, we are responsible for your children. You know what they eat, how you cook them, and everything there. I think it's just inside you. You see, it's totally different. Outside it doesn't mean anything, but you feel it inside to work with them, to have handed to your kids. It make a difference, I think. I don't know if it make a difference to them when they're growing, but to you as parents, as a man, you feel proud because you have to do both.
And it's interesting because even you said like Emmanuel being born here and you being more hands-on with him, like you had that connection. And even till now, you still have that soft spot for him. So it's like taking back, was it because of that?
Yes, and then also that would also create, and always I keep saying that each parents and each children have their favorite. So that's how you become my favorite. Somebody become your favorite because how you connect, how you do things. But if you see people also get angry, oh, you can't say that your child is a favorite. But it's things to say because it's truth. Because it doesn't get other people, other children to get angry or something there. Because also they know. Because even you, your mind, you have a favorite. So that the things people have to think, oh, you don't need to say that. But each person in mind have a favorite. Of course, when you love, to me, when you have a favorite, it doesn't mean you love them separate. No, so it's totally different. To have a favorite child, start person, it's still in your mind, you still everything to do there, you call him, you do things together in there. But in terms to love them, to provide, you provide equally. So people sometimes thinking, oh, because you go to be your favorite, you go maybe to favor him to do some things there. No, you do the same things, but that favorite is in you, or also maybe could be also in him, because each person has a favorite.
On this path of life that I'm on right now, I'm always thinking about the future. I'm always thinking about my financial future. How can I make important moves now that are going to impact me when I'm older? This video is sponsored by Raiz. Every time you get an income, you can set weekly, monthly, daily investment goals. You can put aside money while you're growing and seeking the best future for yourself. For me, what I do is every week I have an amount and it puts the money into the stock market. It's all about compounded interest. The actions and the things that you do today are impacting your future. So for me to continually having that compounding interest of money being put away into the stock market, by the time I'm 30, 40, 50 years old, that amount is generational wealth. That is the power of compounded interest. It's always important to think about your future, always important to think about tomorrow and 20 to 30, 40 years from now. What Raiz has done with the Rubasha Family podcast, they're going to give you $5 once you sign up with the Raiz app and you're approved. You can start your financial journey today. None of this is financial advice. Hit the link in the description, get $5 into your account once you're approved, and get started on your investment journey today. You said something earlier in the episode, and you said one thing about life is just to keep learning, to keep evolving. And I think that's such an important point, and it's very valuable. What can you talk about that, just this learning experience and the different phases that you have in life? Like we talked during the week, and you reaching this prime and young age of 55, you talked about, Eve, you have 3 evolvements or 3 stages in life.
So now that's where you as I say, every time you grow, you learn, and you are children, you grow, you see life, you follow each step, and you go eat what you're thinking, and you found it's totally different what you found it, but you keep growing and you keep going. So like I learn now there's 3 phases each for our life. So the first one is the innocence one. So when you're young, so the innocence is when you are a child, you're born, you go to high school, you finish, you do all those something there. You don't worry about much anything there. So you're just there enjoying life, having fun. You don't even worry about much in the world of innocence. You don't worry about anything because you see everything's work. So how does it work? How do you live in life of innocence? And life works. You see, of course, some people, in terms of financial, it could be different ways. But sometimes children, he doesn't know that. Children could believe in a financial situation, the family, but sometimes we don't know. Most of the times we know after we grow. But when we grow up, we don't. Because you live. Sometimes we could see the different, some maybe poverty, you want something, you could get it, you don't think that. But always in your mind there's something innocent. Because somebody else had to go to provide it. See, you have to wonder why the parents didn't get it. So you don't worry about why you can't get it. See, because there's somewhere that somebody responsibility. So for me now, my life of innocence was good. I grew up in Rwanda. My parents was good. I was doing business. We went. I remember the best school. Even now, I didn't know. After now 30 years, I said, oh, there's a primary school I went to. It was called Pape Rugunga. It was private. So after now, that I realized, wow, that was best school. My parents put me there. It was a private school. But I remember now, I started going back. I started to see all the children going there. It was good. So, and I could see now, it gave me a bit of, when you do all those things in the house, you know how I doing with the things, fixing the shoes, all those things. That experience from the, I think that
Private school.
No,
Or
it
primary
was a
school.
primary
Okay.
school.
Private school, but primary school.
Yes, a primary school. So so now when you grow, you don't care about it. You don't care even about the things there. But when you go back, that's just say, oh, okay, that's how I went there. And also the high school, I went for 3 years in boarding school, and then I came back for after 3 years. Now I live in Kigali. I was going to board high school, but going and coming back home. So I was helping my dad for this. You see, that was life of
Yes.
so now the life now experience is now where now you're growing now. And then now the life experience now. So where now you finish school, you start working, and some people, you have family. So now you have to start to provide for yourself. You have to provide. If you have other people, sometimes you don't have anyone to provide, but you still got to provide to yourself. So now that experience you have, or want to achieve, or want to have, want to the goals, the everything. So now the challenge come with it. So that life of experience.
So you feel life of experience comes now, you've reached the ages of innocence where now you've been conditioned by the world, you've grown up in your environment, so now it's like the experience of, okay, who am I in this world?
Yeah. Sometimes you even know who you are, but you what do you want to be? So see, the question to know who are you just come recently. Always, and it's good people to learn. First of all, to know what you want to be, you have to know who you are first. You see, in Africa, we've been learning at the other way around. Yes. So we are chasing what we want to be. We are chasing what we want to be. We're chasing here, experience seconds there, here and there. You get the girlfriend, married here, you do all those things. So, but nobody should think who I am.
Who are you? Because
Who are you?
what's interesting is when you ask someone, and this is just in general, who are you? The first thing they tell you, their job. I do this. I do this.
Yes, the profession.
Their profession. That's different. Who are you?
Yes.
So I
see,
think
the other thing they never teach us back home. See, back home, they were teachers all those things, how to survive. To try to survive for yourself. You have, but they not teach us that our mind, which it is. So in back home, we use our material outside. We have to look, we have to chase money, we have, it's just hunting. We are like in wild animal, just looking here, to get it there, survive more. So that's how Africa will grow up. And that's why you see sometimes also they get what they want because you are hunting. You don't have other choice. Yes, and also which is a good experience. And then now after that it's where now we have over 50 may become now the wild level of imagination. And you see now to know that now, and also it's another key. So like now I never know I was life in the innocence, and I know I have not even experienced until I learned this mindset. And now when you see that, I say, oh, this is how life is. And now the life now for imagination now. It's where now everything is in your mind. It's everything you can see. Whatever you want to feel, you control it. Whatever you want to chase, you control it. You imagine it. You see it. So it make a difference. But before that, we are going keep chasing. We don't know it. And you have experience. We get to wisdom. but we never bring it back. We never saying it. We never see, wow, we should do this thing there. No, we keep going doing the same mistake. We keep doing the same mistake again, and again. And I used to wonder always, I keep doing the same mistake. But because that is how you condition your life. That is how you think that is how it is. See, and you have to learn it. And then when you learn it and you change it, you say, oh, see, me, I used to say, oh, why do I keep doing this mistake? Why I keep doing this mistake? And the people say, oh, you learn from mistake. No one learned from the mistake because you keep doing that mistake. See, you have to learn by renewing your mind, by changing your mind. It's where you learn. But a mistake doesn't make you to change because you keep going the mistake.
Unconsciously. But I think one thing is important, and let's talk about this now, this life of imagination, because what you just said is so true. I think in life we go by things, trying to force things from matter to matter. So for example, for me going A to B, I can go and get my result of what I want, but that just takes longer. That takes more survival. That's narrowing your focus on more the outside. But when you say the life of imagination, that is me living from the internal, then going outside. So it's starting from in here, and then it's producing in my outside environment. And that's it.
Yes, but you see, remember, so always, I can tell you guys, always our life is in imagination. But we never recognize it yet. So we keep going out there. So only things we learn is to know all your life have been imagination, because you could see, I can go back now for my birthday. I remember I go back for 25 years ago. So you see, it's in imagination. See, our life is in imagination. I can go back to look where I was searching, where I was 30 years ago, where I was traveling, something there, because it's in our mind. So no matter how it is, but when now we start to know our life, it's imagination, is where now we make a difference. But because when you start to go to look, everything you've been doing, whatever you have achieved, wherever you have been, wherever you are up to now, it was through your imagination.
And it's so interesting because you can use it in a positive and you can use it in a negative way. And when you just say that, it gives me a reminder or an example. We use our imagination unknowingly. Even, for example, right, you could have someone did something to you in the past. Maybe it was 10 years ago. But because you live in that life of imagination, or you're using an imagination in a way that you think of that person, that could have been 10 years ago, but you still feel those same emotions of what that person did, and it still affects you till today.
Yes.
And you're using your imagination to go back 10 years ago. That person, maybe they've even forgotten you. They've done nothing to you. But that pain and that imagination that you've occurred in your mind by living in the past, or maybe it's an experience. Maybe you were playing on a football team, or you got fired from a job. And 5 years later, those feelings, those emotions are still affecting you today. So you see how your imagination, sometimes we unconsciously use it to drag us down, or now, like you're saying, can we now use it to bring whatever we want in our lives?
Yes. So when you start even looking, I say everything now, and you start using your imagination, that everything you look now around the world, all the conflict we could have between each countries, it's just through the imagination. It's what somebody believe, they imagine it. That is what they create conflict. And conflict is between brothers. See, when you look the conflict around the world, is the conflict which the people could call brothers, because what they're in the mind, so those wars never end. For example, look, the wars where we see the news every time, for example, Israel and Palestine. Always there is the war. Those people, they are brothers. They live in the same area. But because their belief, it makes them to be different. So their belief, it makes them to hate each other. So that's why the war start. In Africa, we have these tribals, even back home. The mind of some ethnicity or tribe, it make you what you believe against the other one. It's a war. It's in Kenya. Also the same as tribal who say like this, you can't do this because, and that is war. And everywhere you look at Pakistan and India, they've been fighting for many years. They are brothers. When you meet them there, you can't know.
They're different.
Yes, there's no difference. You see, they are brothers. But when they put together, they could be stronger. But they have mind, they're going to fight until. And you wonder why. You know, even like everywhere, Cameroon, there could be people who say, oh, they are English speaking, other one they're French speaking. It's a war, you know, it's a conflict. But you see, it's in mind. There's no way else it is. Yeah? South Korea and North Korea, and they're the same people. And the war is not about, see, those wars, which is their brothers, they're in the mind. So it's the same we go to see between families, family inheritance, people do inheritance, people think they're their brothers. Some would eat everything, and it's their brother. But you see, when it comes to mind, oh, this is my little brother. You can't, you know what to get everything from him. You got to know, you got to share. See, why you can't know, you have to share with your brothers if your parents have left you your inheritance. See, I don't need to argue. I should know this is my brother, this is your shares, and there's things there. See, all this conflict is because we are not go back to our mind.
Even you see Russia, Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine, they are relative. Same language, same everything.
But something's mind woke him up.
Yes.
Said, hey, we need influence there.
Yes. All those even, all those, every wars we go to form. Those and it's in their mind.
Hey, I have fantastic news for you. The Rubasha Family podcast is proud to announce that we have partnered with WorldRemit. Now, as a diaspora family, African Australian, we have our loved ones back home. We want to feel connected with our people, whether we're sending money back home to create our family legacy, building generational wealth, or we're connecting with our loved ones, birthday parties, whatever the situations is. We always want efficient and effective ways for us to be able to send money directly, straight away for the people that we love or the projects that we're funding. So we have some fantastic news for you. For the link in the description, it's going to sign you up with WorldRemit. And not only that, even better news, guys, watch this. Once you send over $100, you will have $15 put into your WorldRemit account immediately. So make sure when you click the link in the description, it's going to take you to sign up with WorldRemit. Not only that, it's going to ask you to use a referral code. You punch in that referral code and that will give you $15 as soon as you send over 100. Now back to the video. Why do you think it's always, like they say, the people who are closest to you are the ones who hurt you? It's not people from the outside. It's always the people who are closest to you. Why do you think that is?
Yes, because you remember, we are brothers by flesh, but our mind, we are God. We are same God. But we have a belief where we don't use it. So if we don't use it, it creates conflict. Yeah, so the way you think, oh, because it's my brother, we have to be friends. No, so you have to use your mind to be connected. Yeah, see, that's why I started connected to Emmanuel, to you, because I started using my mind to know how to deal with the things that. So normally, because you know we are brothers, automatically we think we are going to be connected. No. See, that's why we have to learn. You have to learn dealing with your mother, your sister, your brothers, your niece, your cousin, because some people, they go to think in their mind, oh, my uncle has money. Because he thinks he has money, he has to give me money. See, if he doesn't give you money, become conflict because, oh, I can't eat because he thinks that. So why you can't think it's me who could give him the money? So see, that the conflict is what between the people we are together, it's where the conflict is. So like now, and it's everybody. No one, it's immune of this thing that we could hear menu. For example, make a deal, I make $1 million. Straight away your mind change, or my mind change. See, why do I need to give him? Why I need to do that? And you wonder why. Say, oh, this is their brother. See, because you have to work with your mind first. Yes, for finances, for marriage, for relationship, for work environment, for everything. So you have to have things. So, and as I say, you could go first place in workplace or in school or in different country. You meet different people, but you go to see that people you go to connect with. Why is that? Because it's your mind connected well than with those people. See, our mind isn't good. Our mind is unique. If you bring out our brain, you put them there, no one know which who and which who.
The brain, they can't see, well, that brain made $1 billion. That brain.
Yes, or it's black or something there. No, it's a similar. But you see, you get connected. I go to places. I go to cafe. Somebody will be straight away we connect to the thing. And somebody is going to hate you, is going to the thing there. See, that what things it's our mind connected. See, that's why no one teaches about this. This is experience learning and reading. When you start knowing this, that you have to force to do that. So that's why we tell people they could understand it, because they think, oh, what is person talking about? And then until there are times come that will say, wow, this is extreme. Then I said, everybody could think I make a miracle or I did things. Everything everybody could achieve yourself. Sometimes we give power. God give our power, but we give power to somebody else. So what I mean now is I could give my power to pastor. Yeah? You give power to pastor, everything's happening. You think the pastor who did it. But you remember, any things you want come to your mind first. And you tell the pastor, and then the pastor is going to pray for you. But if you keep in your mind, it's going to happen, pastor is there or no. But you don't know because you give your power to the pastor. So now that's why people always, they give power to different beliefs. So then how they think, that is which make them to be rich or to be successful. They forgot it's their mind. They give power to other things. You could give power to your ego, and ego is going to be stronger in your mind because it's what you give to power. People give their power to something else, and that's why in Africa we've been mistreated. We've been mistreated. We've been giving power to the pastors. We've been giving things there, and they use it. They are so smart. They are intelligent people. They use their mind, and they know there's nothing bad, and they know there's no power they get from God.
They're no different.
Yes, they're no different. Because everything somebody you feel you want, you get it from your mind.
You get it.
The society tells you, no, you're not going to get it. See, it's the same. The doctor has told people you are not going to die for 6 days, 6 months, and by people, no, I'm not going to die. And you remember the other things also I realize I become experience every day. Especially when it comes to accept or to do everything comes to you. Life is more important than death. Life is stronger. But do you know why it's stronger? Because God lives in us. God lives in our mind. Jesus lives in us, never went away. So when Jesus goes away from your mind, that is death. You are dead. When Jesus leaves you, it's the end of you. So that is why it doesn't matter who you are in this world. It doesn't matter what you achieved. It doesn't matter how powerful you are. When God leaves you, you are dead. So that's the end of the world. There's not going to be the end of the world where you go to see the hills, just the everything, the water. No, those things. Those scenario comes and goes with the season. Yes, when God leaves you, you can't live. And you never know when the time. But people that have been telling us, we're waiting for him to come. So we don't know when he's going to come. He's not going to come because he lives in us. He's with us. But what we don't know, it's the way and the time it's going to go. And when God goes, you are gone. And that's what we call death. And that's why Jesus said, death, the death, buried in the death.
I think why also this message is so important, because like you said, like even when it comes to family, you know, I could even have, let's say my brother or my younger brother, maybe we may not even have so many things to talk about. We might not be best friends, you know, maybe I have friends on the outside who I may connect more with. But like you said, when we learn to use our mind, at the end of the day, I'll always know my brother, my sister, whoever it is, they have the same essence that I have. So we can still always be cordial. There should never be fights within families. I know they say it's normal or you can't do business with your family, but no, that's what we want to normalize here. You can. If you guys all organize your minds, if you guys all recognize the consciousness and the gods that every single person has within the family, no matter even when a family member may have certain attitudes or they may behave a certain way that could annoy you, and just be like, I want them to focus, or I want them to do this. At the end of the day, okay, they still have that consciousness that I have. Let's work around it. But we can always work together.
No, when you change your mind, there's no conflict between the family.
No.
It's your mind. You change your mind, you go to work. People that have been telling us, oh, this is how it should be. No. It's the power you are giving that negativity. Give power to positive mind. No, my brother may be get angry. My brother may be get drunk. My brother may be do this. My brother may do this. That is fine, because that's how one is. No one is going to be always innocent. So we get angry because we want people to be innocent. We want people to be right. If they're wrong, we don't think that, oh, I can't trust him again. I can't trust him in my life. Oh, he lied to me. What is that? Somebody could lie because of different reasons. So people put no because somebody just lie or do something.
So what does someone do, or what's your advice? Like, if let's say I'm in a family and, you know, we're encouraging positive behavior, but one family member, he just doesn't get it, or he doesn't see the power he has. How does, let's say, for example, if the person who's watching this video, how can they work with their family? Do they just say, okay, maybe that he or she is going through their season. Do I leave them alone? Do I keep trying to cultivate them? Do I bring them closer? How does that person now?
Yes, so each person had to take leadership. So you see, you have to take leadership to be positive what you are going to do for each other. If everything you go to work, to business, is just to talk to each other. But you have to know there could be conflict, there could be lies, there could be everything there. You see, all those things becomes. So it's how they affect you. It's how you go to resolve it. So you have to resolve it in a positive way, in a positive manners. Yes. And the people also is going to change the way you are positive to it. But if you go to become negative, oh, it's how it is. I can't change him. I go to be like this. See, it's you first. You know is a positive. You know is go to work. You know there is go to do this thing together. See, and then also to have that feeling to work together, that is the key. You maybe not have it. So if you don't have it, so that's okay. You don't need to work together. But you have to have that. See, like I was growing up, I was thinking I want to work with my children, but I never thought in this sense. I never knew that.
In how we're doing it now.
Yes. I knew that because I didn't know I'm going to learn this about mind. But now when I see how mind is working now, that is where I cool down. That's where I can give you time to do what you're doing, because instead get frustrated to tell you what to do. And now I can understand, oh, you have been busy because you are doing this and this and this. And now I can come to you to tell you we should have done that. See, this community, this white community, they learn this about mind for a long time, for generation. See, that's what they've been the business to business for long times.
Look at the industries that run the world.
They use the same mind. They have coaches. They have people who coach them. Guys, you have to have a coach. You have to have somebody who's good to tune your mind daily. It's hard. This mind, it's hard to have it for yourself. See, they have coaches. They have people paying. I used to wonder why a person is so successful and is still paying people. Is because they want to continue to be where they are.
And I think another thing that is important when it comes to family members is be the change that you want to see. You have to become it. If a family member or someone's maybe not behaving the way you want, or those type of things there, you have to be the change you want to see in the world. You have to become that love, become that energy.
Become that to see it. The first thing came into my mind when I started learning this thing. They say, what is your goal? My goal was first not to argue with my relative. For 3 years, I've never argued with my wife anymore. Each children know. It's a goal. It's that the start. You have to have a goal to your family. And that goal is got to come to people around you. And that is make everything life is. That is the best goal you could have. Forget about goal, whatever. Of course, it's good to still have financial goals. You got to see the other your plans. But that is the key to have that goal. To come home to see you are coming a place you want to be. Because the place is still longer working. And then again, let me go to work. Let me also make sure I know have an issues a co-work, a colleague. So when you have those two things, because those things that place you spend most of your time. So the place you spend most of your time, you should make sure you plan, you'll be happy there.
And most people are miserable with the place they spend their time.
Yes.
My boss, they're in the car.
That is the change. You wake up, you go to work happily. See, then the mind make you, when you learn about mind, even if you hate the job, when you change your mind, you learn how to love some things you hate, because that things is provide something there. That is my another lesson. You learn how to change everything from negative to positive. It's through the mind. Guys, my brothers, my friends, my sisters, your mind is the power for you.
Hey guys, I know you're enjoying this video, but I got some exciting news for you. If you're like us here at the Rubasha Family podcast, and like myself, we all about traveling in style. Now this video is brought to you by Booking.com. Now we all know when it comes to holidays, when it comes to choosing a destination and having the best extensive information and flexibility, Booking.com are gonna do it for you. We've been able to plan so many holidays with our family, our friends, bringing love, bringing joy, bringing inspiration. Life is so precious. Life is so joyful, and you always want to do things with style. You always want to do things with such confidence and joy that you don't want to miss out. When it comes to looking for amazing accommodation, hotels, whatever it is, Booking.com is the place to go. I personally experienced it, and it's all about giving value and service to people's lives. Click the link in the description. You don't want to miss out on that. And let's get back to the video. And I think it's a very important message, because even like with a family member or someone, a work colleague, a boss, whatever it is, when you said living a life through your imagination, that's how we should live life. So even before I go to sleep or when I wake up in the morning, how do I want my day to go? I need to visualize and feel myself seeing my brother doing well, seeing my brother succeeding in whatever he's doing, seeing me and my brother getting along, seeing me and my boss and my colleague getting along. You have to become that. You have to live the life of imagination. And I think that's an important message. It's so powerful.
Yes, but again, you have to work on it. So be it think, because we are brothers, we are sisters, or my children, we're going to connect straight away. No. Yes, even the wife knew you have to work on it. It had to be a goal. You have some things to put together to plan. And when you work on it, it's just working. And as I say, the way you change yourself, everything outside change. And change the way you want it. It's how you see it. and it's how you feel it, and it's how you talk about it. And that's why you go to see when what this Christianity have done to us is they've been giving same message all the times for many, many years, many generations. See, all those wrong message to us, keeping, always, every day, Sunday, church, keep it.
What wrong message?
So, which they say we think Jesus is outside on us. He doesn't live in our mind. So we think God is outside from us. We think Jesus is somebody who's going to come to save us, outside from us. That's where they started. That's how they mislead us. That's how the change came to us. See, to go to work in your mind is to know you have power in you. But you'll be telling us that our power, it's
From the outside.
us. So that is why the conflict is between us. Because you're going to look outside. We are waiting somebody outside. My brother, my sister, waiting somebody. We have been waiting Jesus to come to save us. Always we've been waiting somebody to come to save us. But no one is going to come until you learn. It's you go to save us. It's you who go to save your family. No one else is going to save your family. And before they save your family, you have to save yourself. And the lesson you can learn from me, which is me, everything starts with you first. See, you should live like when you're airplane. And when you're in airplane, what they told you, put the mask to yourself first. Not even your children. See, people say, oh, I love my children than anything else. No. God never love anyone else. Because it's you, me, I am. First, the second person can be your one. That is how it is. That's how life is. Even though we are connected, we love each other. But they say, when you're airplane, put the mask first to yourself. And if you can't do it, that is your problem. That's what it means. That is the power of love for yourself. And when you love yourself, when you know you have to protect yourself, and everything comes the way. That is why everything you do. See, if I drive my client, I want to come home safely to see my family. See, if I feel myself to come home safely, also even them, they go home safe. But I can't say, oh, anything there. So for me, sometimes I wonder those bodyguards, at least it's good they employed, they get paid. That's the only things they do. But they're not going to save anyone. They're not going to save those people. They go. Queen had how many bodyguards? With heart, with everything. But she died. No one is going to save you. No one. No one is going to save you. No one.
Yeah, but like
even the doctor, he can't save you.
But if I have a bodyguard and like I'm a celebrity or something like that, he'll have.
He doesn't save you. Just you what the good things you do, you pay him to give economy growing things. He will never save you anything.
You don't think he'll risk his life for you?
No. How? No one risk life for anyone.
But he's getting paid to do that.
This is what they say. There is no one who's getting paid. No, there's no one who's going to have power to protect someone there. It's the same if they're in the airplane. Are you going to put him the mask first and you doing yourself late? No. The airplane say put your mask first. Even if your child is there. That don't mean you protect yourself first. Yes, you protect yourself from enemies. Yeah, it's true. It's reality. It's in mind. No one is going to protect you. You have to protect yourself because you are God. Your mind is God.
It's the same way as no one's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
No one.
You're an athlete, No coach is going to believe in you to put yourself in the starting lineup, to put yourself in the starting team if you don't believe in yourself.
No one. People give you contract because you show them you believe yourself. You know what you are doing. You know what you can do, good or bad. You know it. And make different. And every successful person use their mind. They have that confidence in their mind first. They believe in their mind first. There's something to call people, these people, they're arrogant, they're something that, it's that belief themselves they have. It's that power they have themselves. In outside world, it becomes something different because the people themselves, they don't know what that person is.
And again, everything is just so powerful. Like, these teachings are so powerful, and I think it's amazing that we can talk about this because it really will help. You know, it helps even myself to keep learning, to keep evolving, to keep learning these things that, yes, I need to love myself. Yes, I need to connect with that divinity that the power that I have. I have this breath. I have this amazing body. I have this consciousness, and I believe in myself. I believe in possibilities. So even when it comes to football, when it comes to going out there on the field, you know the power that you have. You know that within a second you hit flow, you can access states within yourself, your body. You have a central nervous system. You know, the cells, the genes, everything that we have within our body is miraculous. And when you learn this power, you know what's amazing? You start to realize money means nothing. Now, people might look at me crazy. Oh, but you don't maybe not have money. We're about to find out, and that's what we're going to show people. This is what we want to do. We want to show economically that we're not just talking this, but we're walking the walk. But then again, money doesn't mean anything. Why does money not mean anything? Because I have this amazing power that I have. So even if I have no money in the world, or if I have the money and I lose it all, I know because I have this power, I can get it back up. And that's what's so amazing. It means nothing. It doesn't hold power over you. It doesn't become your God. Because this is my God.
Money doesn't get lost. There's no money get lost. Money can go away. No money goes away, but money is going to come. But again, when you learn this, is about personal. It's in you. It's in your mind. You remember, to make money is outside. Yes. So the money comes outside, the way you look after yourself. If you serve more people, if you create a product, if you do something, if you entertain, if you do things there, so the money will come. Yeah, so the money, it's the key for our life, but the money, it comes from outside.
The outside.
The fanatic, the support, the sponsor, the people also, they have to like you. You have to have your confidence. You have to have that things you give them. You have to have that product you give to them. You know, you have to have that things you give to them. So the money, it's good, but it's the work you do. It is again the confidence, the learning you have to do it. So like when I say this thing about mind, personal things there, especially when I tell my friends, because some people, when they see you change and they know you, it's hard to believe you. Yes, especially Africans. Like, for me to believe me, even though I can tell them, they can say, oh, maybe Aloys there has a point. They can't believe you because they're my friend. See? But for me, I can ask you how this thing changed. You test it. You try it. You try it first in your life and you see the difference. Because you had to witness the difference in yourself. So that's how you believe it. So that's how I learned from Never Goddard and Reverend Ike. What they say, what I did, I had to witness it first to believe it.
Yeah, to test it.
And it's hard to test it.
And even going back when you said about money, I think it's all about, it reflects your inner world. When you feel more abundant, when you go about life in a more abundant way, and now you go with service, that's when it comes to you. And I saw a person that I like, Regan Hillier. She said, you know, in her journey and becoming successful in life, she said she spoke to a mentor about how can I get more money and manifesting money. And he said, being this person and manifesting this money, 80% of the work is internal, 20% is strategy. So he told her, if you can work on the 80% internal, the 80% of the consciousness, the 80% of figuring out who you are, the power you have, that consciousness, Then the 20% is just now strategy. Okay, podcast or this service or this service. The 20% goes in there, but the 80% of that consciousness, of that abundance, of Neville Goddard talks about it. He says, feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret. What does that mean? What does it feel like to be wealthy? What does it feel like to be abundant? What does it feel like to have a family and who loving and we're here? Feeling is a secret. So again, these teachings, if you can have 80% on the internal, 80% of the imagination, the 20% is just the outer environment, what you do, the actions that we're taking. That is powerful.
Yes, and then also, even if I had that 80% only just for living your life. So when I say the other message I was giving you to live a life of perfection. So to live a life of perfection is to your health. Look after your health, See, we live without thinking anything,
Hey guys, I know you're enjoying this video. Let me quickly tell you about this product that we have. It's a cling wrap, foil, and baking paper organizer. It will organize your drawer. If you're anything like me, you have that drawer in the kitchen that, you open and it's just like so messy. It has like a foil box and, all of that messy stuff. This product will put everything in one. You can slide your products in and really easy to access, easy to use, easy to cut. Get it. Link in the video.
But sometimes, because you have that, doesn't mean it's good health or something there. So there's a way you go to learn how to look after your health. There's many ways. See, but it had to come within you. See, the happiness. People keep messing, I want to be happy. Why do you want to be happy? Why? See, you have to know why do you want to be happy. How you don't know you are happy? How you don't know you are happy? Who somebody else has got to come to bring a vitamin to make you happy? None.
Or money or things.
See, beauty is a gift. Everyone has beautiful. If you feel beauty in yourself, you don't care. You don't even worry. You don't worry about other people think. It's you feeling things. It's the same love. Love has to start from you. You love yourself. The way you look, the way you look after yourself, the ways the love is going to comes from outside. See, those is the perfection of life you want to have. But it had to start in your mind. And that is in you. All those, they're in yourself.
Everything starts from the inside.
Yes. If you're beautiful, you feel beautiful no matter what color you have. Everybody got to see that.
They're going to start seeing that in you.
Yes.
Even as like a man, you go out, you believe you're so handsome, you believe you're going to start.
People have been giving bad advice for children. People have been put down for their children. People are putting up their families, all those things there. See, they're the things I was going to tell you. Some things used to happen before when you grow up in Rwanda. And you could see, even now it's still happening, the people who have believed, maybe Christians or Muslim or whatever, because now the world has become small, people traveling, maybe your daughter married or something different background. And the parents get angry. Can't go attend their daughter's wedding because they married somebody, a different belief or a different God. So those kind of things is still happening. You disown your person because of the power you believe. See, you give the power as Christianity or Islam or religion or whatever it is, power over you. Not to go to support your children. And because also she has that power to say, look, I won't love this person. I don't want about what parents should go to say. See, because the reason it is the one who has a cause because of outside things. See, Christianity is outside in you. You have something. Why are your parents you can do that? See, but that's how we live life. Until you know you are God. Until you know your mind is God. It's the harm to change. It's harm you call. See, you've been a friend if somebody say, I will not call her anymore. I can't do this. She knows she had things there. But you forgot what you're doing here. You forgot. If somebody is your friend, if somebody you mean something to, it doesn't even mean anything to you. It's somebody you know. Why you can't change your mind to take a call, to call somebody you share, somebody you had foods together, somebody you did things there. See, you call somebody evil, somebody you loved for 10 years. Where did you see that evil? It's in your mind. You give power. See, you already given love for many years, but now you change. You give power to evil, to that person. Of course, you go to see her, you go to see evil. You go to see evil from your children because it's in your mind. See, that is why back home still have those problems for jujus, for devils, for everything there. People, they are walking with devil in their mind. They give power devil to walk with them. They give devil to take them to work. Anything to change, renew your mind. Has become change everything. And the feeling comes within yourself.
Powerful lessons, guys. Dad, I want to thank you for another special episode. 55 years of age has never looked better. You're looking younger than ever. This is your prime. They say when you reach even the ages of 50, that's when, you have pathways in your brain and the creativity spikes and grows. This is a new age. A lot of people, when it comes to age, even that's a mental construct that they have in their mind. The older they get, they feel that they're getting closer to death, but that's only the power of your mind. When you're getting more and more younger, it's a new age that you're coming into, new wealth, new prosperity. Even like what you said, becoming the change. When you have a family member, even with me, sometimes you've been coming to me and it's like you want me to do something, and even me, I'm just so caught up in my world. But that consistency and that mind power, it translates over to me. Even me, I'm busy and I'm doing my thing, but then I say, no, Eve, listen to what Dad's saying. Listen, before maybe I'd come back and talk to you and maybe argue with you. Remember, we used to have arguments. Now we don't really have those discussions anymore. Why? Because we now know the power that we have. Now I also know, hey, Eve, you need to listen to what this other God is telling you, because he has this amazing power, and we've been able to translate that into a business. Okay, now we've started this business, and now you say, hey, Eve, we need to sit down, we need to have meetings. And we're following through with that. We didn't start off doing it as much. We started off just content and, having conversations about our day. But now, because of that mind power of you talking, you saying something, you putting that in your imagination, and now it's coming to fruition. Now that comes into my mind, and it's just the same thing. It's so powerful. If you have a family member, they have a sickness or something, you can even heal them. You, in the power of just you, I want to see my dad healed. What does it feel like to see my dad cured of cancer? That is what happens. And it's the same way that you have that power to come to me and for me to come and help and do something for the business. So it's important lessons. And 55 years of age, you've raised beautiful children, beautiful family. And I just want to give a big shout out to you. I love you. I'm proud of you. And thank you for, helping create this platform with the use of your imagination and the knowledge that you've experienced. Like, this is so powerful. You're always learning. You're always evolving. The person you were 2 years ago, 3 years ago is not the person you are now. The person you are now is wealthier, more experienced, more knowledgeable, and more valuable, and is growing into an empire. As I said, my vision or what I can see is 100 years from now, 200 years from now, your teachings will be here on this earth. The things that you're saying 30, 60 years from now, will be here on this earth. When you're 80 years old having beers in your garden and Rwanda drinking beers, there will be a Aloys Rubasha program, from years.
Yeah, you see, and again, and as I say, when you grow, and the different now, it's your body feel it, your body get older. Those are things you can't change. Those are things God has created, but the mind, so the mind doesn't have age. So you renew your mind. That's what the most important things to have. Yeah, so the body is going to still there, is growing, but when you renew your mind, The mind doesn't have age, it doesn't have color. The mind, everything, the mind is God. Deal with it, and everything's good. And they say, even to be like this is also the support of the family, Rose and boys. So it's all a teamwork. But again, the responsibility is start with you, and then it can transmit to the people, loved ones. And the loved ones have always to become number one to you. And also they can become number one to them. And that's how life should be. And then even other people, they just do come, see? And the conflict also, it has to happen. So positive and negative, they are 50-50. Yes, they can't go separate. Yes, always they got to be around. Everything's negative is going to come. You have to accept it, but don't curse it. Don't think it's a punishment. We used to think some things happen to you who God punish us. Man, my brother, my sister, my final message: God never punish anyone. God doesn't punish us, but things happen to us, and that's how it is life. And things happen in the end. It doesn't finish, and you finish. You have money, you lose money, you get money, you get a job, you don't get a job, you get sick, you don't get sick. Everything, we have that experience. We have been going through it, but we call it punishment.
Punishment. It's so true. People say, God is punishing me. God is not punishing you. You know why? Because what I've also learned is some of the worst things that can happen to you, some of the biggest challenges that can happen to you, when you look back and you say, that was the best thing that could have ever happened to you.
Each challenge anyway can happen to you.
No, but someone might lose their business. They might lose their business, or me, I get released from a club, or my channel gets taken away, or, we just have challenges in life, which is shitting. But some of those things are the best thing that can happen to you.
Yes, they have to happen, and
It's not a punishment. It's actually a blessing. People go to jail. You can get locked up. That could be the best thing that happened to you.
Yes, you remember when you go to jail as your client, you go to make people get paid, you go to do everything there. You see, everything, there is nothing wrong happening to each person you have. But again, it's
hard, my. All right, guys, we want to thank you for tuning in to yet another episode. We enjoyed this episode. I think it was a great one. We're going to keep them coming because we're growing. And we just want to be able to bring these conversations to you guys. We want to bring these conversations to you as you're driving, as you're at your bed, as you're going about your day, because these conversations are the ones that are going to have a shift in consciousness, going to have a shift in the renewal of your mind to be able to take directions, to be able to take charge, to be able to lead your family in a way that's prosperous, in a way that's going to help, that's going to benefit. Because this life, we only have one life to live. We have all an amazing gift within us. We all have an amazing power within us. All the answers that you're looking for in your life right now are within. How amazing is that? You get to wake up every single day knowing that I have this amazing power and I have all the answers within. There's nothing outside of me that's going to help me. I have it within. So I'm going to connect with that. And by you watching this podcast all the time, every day, is going to help you to vibrate that consciousness. You are your environment. You are what you surround yourself by. So you want to surround yourself by things that empower you, from a father, from a son, from an auntie, from a mother. So that's what we're here for. We're here for you. And we thank you for tuning in to yet another episode. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks, Dad.
Thank you.
Peace.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're going to love that one.